Live from the Export Beer Garden studio and brought to you by Export Ultra, this is the Agenda podcast for Monday, the 12th of August.
The Agenda Podcast, the home of sporting nonsense and claptrap. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
Morning, Lane.
Morning.
How was your weekend?
Oh, great weekend. Great weekend. I'm just very thankful for the New Zealand Olympic team for slapping the massive dead fish that is gold medals on the table and distracting everyone else from the abysmal All Blacks and Warriors weekend.
I didn't actually see anything else other than the Olympics.
No, they didn't either. Was there something else going on?
No, not that I'm aware of. As far as I was concerned, it was just the Olympics. But also our Great New Zealander campaign rages on as well. We'll get into the Olympics as well.
Yeah.
We're just watching the closing ceremony out in the office. We'll get into all of the medals we won. We'll get into ray gun. We'll do all of that very shortly. But first of all, the greatest New Zealander of all time raged on over the weekend as well. And what people are calling one of the great own goals from the ACC. Don't need the content at all at the moment.
No.
There's so much going on. NPC, All Blacks, Warriors still going on. The Olympics.
The biggest sporting event on the globe.
Biggest sporting event in the world. And we decided, you know what? Let's figure out who the greatest New Zealander of all time is in the middle of all of this as well. And then when the Warriors finish, when the All Blacks finish, when the Olympics finish, and we got nothing to talk about sporting-wise, we'll also not have this to talk about. Very timely, Lisa Carrington went up against Valerie Adams.
Yep.
I think that was actually Friday's matchup, and it was a landslide. 69% of the votes come for Lisa Carrington. And I think, a large part of that is just the timing.
She is also our greatest ever Olympian.
She is our greatest ever Olympian, even despite the fact that, she gets multiple opportunities each Olympic cycle, whereas a lot of other people only just get the one medal that they can contend for. Such as the way the Olympic Games go. Actually, on that, at the pub on Friday, I think we stumbled onto something quite ingenious. Our pub lunch debate on Friday afternoon was, if you had to boil the Olympics down to just the core events, what would they be? I think we picked 8.
Yeah, it was the simple Olympics.
Yeah, the Olympics.
Yeah, the Olympics. So we had, can you run fast?
Yes.
100 metres?
Yeah.
Can you run a long distance?
Yeah.
Marathon. Can you jump high?
Yep.
High jump. Can you jump long?
Yes.
So the long jump. Can you hiff a spear into an animal?
Yeah, can you throw?
Yeah, so javelin.
Yeah, and that covers your shot put, your discus, blah, 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 just the one throw.
And in the pool, just 100 metres freestyle.
Can you swim fast?
Yeah, that's right. So that's 6.
Yeah.
And then we had a few others.
Are you strong? So weightlifting,
yes.
Olympic weightlifting. There needed to be one sort of hand-to-hand combat, and we decided Greco-Roman wrestling.
So yeah, that's 8.
Yeah.
8 sports. And the idea was you just had to bring yourself.
Yeah.
No equipment, no team, no nothing. It's you. And that's it. So you turn up to the track, we provide you with the spear.
Yep. You'll throw the same spear if you want.
Yeah, totally. And then so it's just you turn up, that's it. In your track is a
you
tracksuit.
Could conceivably compete in this 8-game Olympics naked.
Yep, if you wanted to. Fine.
As the Greeks intended for you to do. And I think that they would recognise all of the sports as well, because, sometimes I look at the sailing and I'm like, if I showed that to the ancient Greeks, they would not recognise anything that's going on there.
Well, don't get you started on the breakdancing then.
Yeah, breakdancing. I was watching the artistic rhythmic gymnastics or whatever, and very impressive. But I don't recognise it as a sport. Sure, very hard to do, but so's folding your laundry when it's dry.
But I mean, terrible news for ray gun and the breakdancing. That's the first and last time it'll be in the Olympics.
Yeah, we'll get to ray gun.
Yeah, okay.
We're going to
jumping ahead.
Full deep dive on ray gun. But the greatest New Zealander of all time, Hills Baz, came up over the weekend.
She beat Paul Holmes. Sir Paul.
She beat Sir Paul by 63% of the votes came in for Hills Baz again, but a recency bias.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people saying this is a popularity contest. And they're right. That's exactly what this is. It's a popularity contest. I think a lot of people were upset about Paul Holmes being knocked out so early.
Yeah.
Being a legend of the genre. And again, we're finding this issue where the difference in votes between the different mediums. On Facebook, I think a lot of people that don't follow the ACC are seeing this.
Oh my God. They'll be thinking this is the Kiwi Bank New Zealander of the Year, which is running at the same time as well.
Yes, 100% they will be. They'll be seeing this and be like, what is this all about? So Facebook was all in favour of Paul Holmes, but unfortunately it was just overwhelmed on the old Instagram. And then today's one, Charlie Upham beat Willie Apiata.
Oh, that was yesterday, Sunday.
Yesterday's one, sorry.
I think that's good. I think even Willie Apiata will be happy about that. Yeah, Charles Upham.
I think double Victoria Cross and bar.
Yeah.
You can't beat that. Today's quite controversial. Mr. Whippy versus the Foursquare guy is today's one for the greatest New Zealander of all time. A lot of allegations that Mr. Whippy's actually not a New Zealander and so should be exempt.
Yeah, right.
Should be fired from the greatest New Zealander of all time.
What are the early results saying? I think it'd be heavily Foursquare, wouldn't it?
I believe it's the Foursquare guy in the lead so far. I'm just casting my eye across the comments. It only went up about 5 minutes ago. Absolutely no contest. Mr. Whippy is from England. Foursquare guy, Charlie the Foursquare guy, Foursquare guy, Foursquare guy.
Okay,
This isn't tough, Mr. Whippy, hands down. I saw a comment on Instagram saying that, just the draw, the draw power of Mr. Whippy should be worth more than anything else because, you hear Mr. Whippy's green sleeves playing.
Yeah.
Everybody flocks from around the neighbourhood. Tough battle. I don't know if the Foursquare guy is the same magnesium as Mr. Whippy, who summons street loads of kids and loose change everywhere he goes.
So true.
So, yeah. But you can have your say on Instagram or on Facebook to decide that one. We're still going through the first round as well. There's so much of this left to come.
Oh, yeah.
Greatest New Zealander of all time. All right, let's take a quick break because there's so much Olympic stuff to get through from across the weekend. So, quick break. We'll be right back to talk Olympics. This has been, Mike Lane, the most successful Olympics of all time as far as New Zealand is concerned. 10 gold, 20 medals in total. Can you name all of the gold medals that we've had so far?
You started with the sevens.
Sevens were the first one.
Well, with the women's sevens.
Yep.
And then I think it was there some rowing?
Yes.
The double sculls?
Yes.
Okay. In no particular order, and then I'm going to go through the rowing as well. It's just golds, eh?
Yeah, just golds.
I say we've got the Lisa Carrington K2 and K1.
Yep.
That's 4.
Yep.
We've got Finn the Butcher.
Yep.
On the kayak, that's 5. And then we've got Elisa Andrews in the team sprint.
Yes.
And no, the team sprint won one.
Silver.
Oh, okay. They won something in a team. Oh, that was another team. Did she win 2 golds? She won 2 golds.
She won 2 golds.
Elisa Andrews. Yes, okay. So that's... And then Hamish Kerr in the high jump.
Yep.
Lydia Ko in the golf.
Yep.
That it?
How many numbers you got there?
Jesus, I've lost count now.
Sorry, I was trying to bring up the thing in front of us. But there have been 10.
So go through. So sevens, women's double sculls, 2 to Lisa Carrington, 1 in the K2, K1.
This will teach me for not looking this up before I
the Butcher
came in here. Yeah, the Butcher.
2 to Elisa Andrews, then Hamish Kerr and Lydia Ko.
Hamish Kerr, Finn Butcher. We had 3 in the canoe, so the goat 3 times. That's probably where you're getting.
Oh, yes. She got 3.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, the K4.
Yeah.
And the K2 and the K1. Okay.
Yeah, then we had the Elise Andrews and the Kieran. Then she won the Omnium last night. Then we had the double sculls. The mums won the rowing. And then the rugby sevens as well.
Okay, there you go.
And that'll get you to 10. And a massive weekend as well. We had a huge night on Saturday night.
And how thankful would Scott Robinson be to Hamish Kerr, Lisa Carrington, and Lydia Ko, who just had the golden shower over the Saturday, completely and utterly took the spotlight off that result, which we'll talk about a bit later.
Yeah.
So it was a great weekend, and then finished off last night with another gold.
Yes, yeah. So Hamish Kerr, the high jump man, watching him, obviously last week was the qualifiers, and it made me sweat.
Yeah.
Then it went to a jump off, and they do it in reverse order. So they start off at whatever they got up to, and then they come back down, because obviously the fella's getting pretty fatigued. It was him against the American dude. Thank God they knocked that Qatari douchebag out.
And the Italian douchebag. They shared it last time. But I love Hamish Kerr, because they could have shared the gold medal. Because they conferred, and then they were like, shook hands and said, nah, we're jumping off for this motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I love that, because the pussies last time, the Italian and the Qatari, took the 50 cent.
Took the coward's way out.
The 50%, yeah.
Yeah.
And I loved his celebration. I I mean, the only thing that would have completed it is if a javelin had just whistled past his ear when he ran out into the outfield, arms outstretched. Yeah. That was great.
God bless him, yeah. I felt bad for I was watching the camera crew waddle off after him. They were like, oh, shit, is he going to run out there?
Oh, shit.
By the time they had all run out there, he turned around and ran back over to the side and hugged his team. And, God, I just did not see that coming at all.
I love
He's such a heart stopper, Hamish Kerr.
Yeah, and I loved the celebrations. They said, oh, explain your celebrations. He goes, I just took off. I didn't even know if the crowd were cheering or not. I was just completely lost in the moment.
Just so fizzed up. So fucking hell, everything I've ever worked for. But he would when he cleared the bar, he cleared it by 10, 15 centimetres. And then he would miss it, 2 times in a row. And the qualification, he just about fucking gave me a stroke. As he ran up, dove headfirst underneath the bar. Then the next time he hit it with his back. Then the third one, he cleared it by fucking 30 centimetres. Then gets into the final, tells that guy to get fucked. We're going to the death on this one. We're not splitting anything. And he went for it. It was tremendous. So was watching Lisa Carrington.
Oh, man.
You watch her and you think, go again.
Totally.
Go again in 2028.
So far ahead.
Yeah.
And the Hungarian who came second, whoa.
Yeah.
Guns.
Shoulders.
She had the gun shows on. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, she was terrifying. And actually, it was the first time that I've been nervous for a Lisa Carrington race because, usually with the first stroke of her paddle, she's gone and they don't catch her again. But this other girl was right there with her, right up until 250 metres. And then it was just, see you later. It's time to say goodbye.
Yeah.
She emotionless after she won as well. Everyone else is bawling their eyes out. I feel like there's an amount of relief almost for Lisa Carrington.
Yeah, there's so much expectation.
Yeah, she's like, oh, thank fuck.
There's 3 more golds. And then Lydia Ko.
Yeah.
Man, she has ice in her veins, man.
Yeah.
She was you could tell. I saw her play the first 3 or 4 holes.
Yeah.
And I was like, she's definitely got this because she was sharing the lead with this young Swiss golfer who had in their third round did 2 eagles in the first 9. She was on fire.
Yeah.
First tee, sprayed it into the lake.
Yes, straight into the water.
Straight into the water.
Game over.
I knew that would happen. And then Lydia Ko stood up, just sent it down the middle with an iron or something.
Yeah.
And then just plop, done. And then the second hole, she rescued the par 3.
Yeah.
And I was like, and just did not look phased.
Nah.
One bit. And I was like, yes, because I fucking love how she beat Nelly Korda because that's all the commentators could bang on about was Nelly Korda.
Yeah.
Fucking sucked in.
But I liked that too because then it also forced the other girl that she was playing with had to try and, because there was a really awkward first hole that you have to lay up on, or you can go super aggressive and try and cut the corner.
Yeah.
And so the other girl tried to cut the corner and just landed in the rough. And Lydia Ko just played the most boring round of golf you've ever seen in your life and just came in, 11 or 12 under?
Yeah.
The last one where she had 2 putts in hand to win it. Birdied it. Get fucked. And then she won. And then she was bawling her eyes out. And I was thinking, for a woman who's won everything, she's now, what are they saying, the youngest woman to qualify for the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
I think it has to go to a vote yet, but she's met all of the standards. She's won everything.
Yeah.
There's nothing she hasn't done. She's completed the rainbow in terms of medals as well. So she's done absolutely everything. She was bawling her eyes out. It meant so much to her.
And she turned around and said, that's my last Olympics. I'm like, you're only 29 or 27.
She's 27.
It's like, you're going to be 31. Go to LA. She's
going to retire before she's 30. She's been saying that her whole career. She's like, I don't want to be playing this after I'm 30. Yeah.
Good on her.
Someone will fact check me. Actually, shout out to the fact checkers out there. Someone fact check me on this. She's shacked up with some really rich dude.
Yeah, I think it's the Korean Samsung family.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So it's not a money thing. She's now ticked absolutely everything off. I noticed she was shaking hands with one of the other athletes she was playing against. She has the Olympic rings on the inside of her bicep.
Yeah.
Where would you put it if you got the Olympic rings?
That's a good question.
Because I feel like when going for the forearm is, I want everyone to know.
Yeah, I saw Zoe Hobbs get one, and she hit it kind of up here.
Yeah.
A tiny one on her kind of bicep.
Inside of the elbow, bicep sort of situation.
Look, I'm certainly not getting it on my chest.
No.
I might get it on my inside thigh.
Oh, just a little personal one for you? When you're sitting down going number twos?
Yeah,
like, that's all right.
Yeah, when I'm doing poos and I'm on my phone, I look down and go, yeah, remember that time I went to the Olympics and snatched 60 kgs in the women's under 49 kgs?
I've just become aware that we should have put that on the line. If you can't lift it, you should have to get the Olympic rings tattooed on you somewhere. And if you can, I'll get it. I've always wanted to get the Olympic rings.
Just for no reason?
Yeah, because I just think...
People go, oh my God, have you been to the Olympics?
Yeah.
Nah.
You can just get whatever tattoo you want.
I think you should get the NRL logo tattooed on you, and you can...
Yeah, but that's not really a thing. It's not like you win a comp and then people have the...
You should make it the thing, though. And so when you're old and you're an old koro and the grandson comes up and you...
What's that about?
Yeah, I played for the NRL. Oh, real?
Oh, why? Because no one else has got that tattoo. Why did you do that? That's what I like about the Olympic rings on it. It's like, anyone could just do it. There's no like...
Well, they got a tattooist in the village.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. So that's where Zoe Hobbs went and got hers done with her Aussie mate.
Yeah, right.
So they're ready to go.
Yeah. And then overnight, Elise Andrews won in the Omnium, which is the one where they do 4 different races, all various different, techniques and tactics. It's all very confusing. But basically, she simplified it just by riding her bike way fucking faster than anyone else. And the thing I loved about the way that she won, particularly the head-to-heads last night, she was just staring down the person that she was riding against from the get-go. And it looked like, I don't know if you've ever seen that photo of like a leopard holding a baby deer by the neck.
Oh, yes.
That's what Elise Andrews looked like.
Yeah.
And she was saying something to her competitor. I don't know if her competitor spoke English or not, but I would love to know what she was saying to her. She's like, do you know how fucked you are right now?
Just go full Mitchell Stark on it.
Yeah.
You've just lost your country.
You will never win another Olympic medal again. Like, you might get silver here, but this is about it.
I still don't understand half the velodrome games. The different omniums and the criteriums and the... Yeah, and all that, and the little motorbike and everything. I don't understand that.
The thing that throws a lot of people off is how slow they go to start.
Yeah.
Like when it's just the head-to-head run, it's like you only have to go faster than them. There's no point just shooting off and buggering yourself and then they chase you down.
Yeah, that's the pursuit one. I understand that one. It's 2 people.
Yeah.
Whoever wins. Yeah. I get that. And I think it was best explained by my 7-year-old son this morning. And he woke up and goes, Dad, we won a gold. And I said, what? And he goes, the cycling round in circles. I was like, okay, good.
Yeah. My favourite one of those is the elimination race. So that's like everyone starts together, and then after a certain amount of laps, I don't know however many it is, after each laps, whoever's at the end, they have to drop off. And so you keep going until there's only one person left.
So it's like a Royal Rumble.
Yeah, Royal Rumble on the velodrome. That one's quite cool.
Oh, yeah.
I don't mind that one. So yeah, Kerr, high jump. Oh, and then Ali Williston in the Omnium as well. Did she get a
silver,
bronze?
I think. Silver.
Oh, okay.
I think it was silver. We got heaps of silvers. We only got like 3 bronze.
Yeah, very disappointing. Not like us at all.
And David Litty, too, over in the weekend. I think he came maybe 10th in the weightlifting.
Yeah, I think he set a new PB for himself as well, which is always good to see. And just fearsome weights that they're lifting over there.
Terrifying.
It would be absolutely terrifying. You're constantly looking. I guess they must train for it, but we were watching it at the pub on Friday, and it's just the most like you're just wincing the whole time you're watching.
It's the one where they drop it over the back of their neck, and then slip out from underneath it.
Yeah, wriggle out from underneath. But I think the highlight of everyone's weekend at the Olympics was Ray Gunn, the 36-year-old Australian professor who competed at the breakdancing. As you said before, we will not be seeing breakdancing again at the Olympics.
No.
I really think that I was saying this in the office this morning, whoever had been campaigning for the Olympics, for breakdancing to be in the Olympics, must have been like, guys, we have to nail this because everybody thinks it's a joke, that it shouldn't be in here. So we have to just come out and fucking bring it and get everyone on side and be like, wow, breakdancing's awesome. And then they would have been watching our girl Ray Gunn come out and she's like, fuck. Yeah, we're probably not going to be back for the next Olympics, are we?
Nah.
It was tough.
But everyone on Instagram or Facebook or any social media platform in the past couple of years has probably seen some fucking badass 9-year-old kid head spinning, like whipping a hurricane so fast you can't even see them in a b-boy kind of b-girl battle.
Yeah.
And thinking, fuck, there's going to be some mean dancers at the Olympics.
Yeah.
And then it seemed like a community event. Yeah,
it did. It did.
Even the winner sucked. Sorry.
Yeah.
Even the winner didn't blow my mind. I want like proper dancing, like break dancing with head spins and flips and shit where you go, holy shit, how can you actually do that? Instead, it was lots of running around in circles, kind of doing weird shit.
It's because they put like these. I watched a video of her explaining how it was judged and blah blah blah. It was like the Christian rock of breakdancing. It's like you didn't make Christianity cool, you made rock shit. And Olympic breakdancing didn't make the Olympics cool, it made breakdancing shit. And I think what I hate though is that there's also been this backlash of people being like, "Well, you couldn't do any better."
I reckon I could. I fucking shit you not. Like put down the under 49 kgs. I reckon my stomp clap at a fucking nightclub would have got at least a point.
Yeah. The other part of it is, like, even if I couldn't have done it better, you can't tell me that there isn't another woman in Australia who couldn't have done it better. You know, there would have been 100 of them. You go down to some inner city suburb in Sydney, you'd be able to find 10 people off the street that could have done better than that.
We saw 100 people in the closing ceremony who were better dancers than Reagan. It was the hopping it was the kangaroo hop.
And you know when she did that, she thought, I've really done something here. I've paid honour to our past, present and emerging elders by doing the thing.
And then the demented kind of sideways worm on the ground.
Dog with worms.
Yeah.
Shout out to Reagan.
The tracksuit.
The tracksuit, the do-rag. It was just so Kath and Kim. Who's had a bigger Olympics, her or the Turkey shooting dude?
The Turkish shooting guy actually won a medal. He got a silver. So I think, but in terms of actual social media, that'd be even actually, because the Turkish guy went pretty big.
He doesn't seem like he'd give a shit that he has though.
I'm going to say this, and I said it this morning on Radio Hauraki. I think that performance from Reagan, not Shogun, Reagan, that cancels out all of Australia's 18 gold medals.
Yeah.
Zeroes it. She has basically zeroed their medal tally and put us into the top 10. Because we're 11. So Australia are out after that. Yeah. And we're now 10.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All of Titmus's gold's taken off her because of that. Reagan, shout out to her. That was just... I spent the whole weekend being like, that's a piss take, right? Like, I thought it was like if Chris Lilly entered the,
Chris Lilly would have got at least a few points.
I thought for sure that's what it was. But no, it wasn't. Look, at its best, it was cultural appropriation. And at its worst, that was racist. What happened there at the breakdancing there at the Olympics, but we won't have to watch it again. Other sport that happened across the weekend, the Warriors played. I can't even remember what happened there. We'll talk about it with I'll talk about it with Hurley on the Mad Monday podcast later on today. But the All Blacks played on Saturday night and they lost 38 points to 30. What the fuck? What happened? You know what? Commentated it.
I commentated it. First half I thought was good. I think they almost had it under control. Well, 5 minutes before halftime anyway. The line out was looking great. Sam Darry, what a game he was having.
Darius
Ruckus scored his first try. Scored the first try. Was amazing in the line out. The line out looked awesome.
Can we just say, also, we said on the ACC Sportsbook on Friday, Sam Darry was the most backed first try scorer, and we were like, what do people know that we don't?
Yeah.
Sure enough.
Boom.
TRB would have lost a lot of money off that.
Yeah, they would have, but they probably would have made it back on the fact that Argentina won.
Yeah.
But then the second half, and then our bench wasn't great. Our bench, unfortunately, wasn't great. Poor side Titty didn't have a good one. They brought on Josh Lord. Asafa Amour's first throw was so wide. Then the calling was all out, and it was... Look, I mean, if you're a rugby fan, it was a good game. 38 points to 30.
Yeah.
It was non-stop, end-to-end kind of stuff, but quite frustrating to be as an All Blacks fan to see. And the pass back from Adi Severe that missed target, and then Mackenzie's missed Bodie, and then it was...
Severu's tap back that resulted in a try to them.
Yeah, there was a bit going on there. And
I would have liked to have watched that game and not been an All Blacks supporter, because for me, I felt like the whole time, we're going to win this. We're going to win this. We're only down by 2. We kick a penalty here, blah, blah, blah. But I think it was way tighter than that, and if you were rooting against the All Blacks, that would have been an awesome game.
Yeah, and good on, paying $7 Argentina to win that, and they did it. They closed it out. They gobbled some clock at the end there. It was like a rugby league game. In rugby league they take the tackle and then everyone take the tackle. They did that for the last minute. It was pretty hilarious.
Yeah,
and won the penalty. They kicked it out and had a party.
It was pretty brutal because at a certain point I had to flick through. I think a lot of people would have to go from the All Blacks over to Lisa Carrington, one of her, I think it was her qualifier. No, that was the medal race. And then came back, and I was just like, oh, fuck, I really thought when I'd flick back, we'd be winning again, and we weren't.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus.
And then there was a marathon on at the same time. A lot of people left at halftime to watch marathon or an Olympics thinking, it's all over.
If you left to watch the marathon, I heard someone this morning at the gym, I go quite often, was saying, hey, did you see the marathon last night? And the other person said, no, I didn't. And I was going to say, what is your follow-up to that question? Oh, they ran for fucking ages?
No, the women's one was quite close. It was a sprint to the finish, and the chick who won from Netherlands came around the corner, gave her an elbow. Oh. So there was an argy-bargy with 100 metres to go.
Yeah.
So that's the finish was actually quite exciting at that women's marathon.
So you could have skipped the first 40 kilometres.
Oh, totally. Last 200 metres was the most exciting.
Yeah.
A little bit of developments too around our commentary.
Yes.
So we're on Sky Sports Select, not Sky Sport 9. Sky Sport 9 is our spiritual home.
Yeah.
That's where we always are. It's relatively hard to find. You've got to put your adult code in. Because of the Olympics, they took up all those channels, so they moved us to Sky Sports Select, which is channel 50. And it's before Sky Sport 1. And it's like a pop-up kind of channel.
Yeah, right.
However, they put us on that. However, they played the South Africa-Australia test on Sky Sports Select before us.
Right.
So you could imagine most bars or sports bars, most, stadiums, RSAs and everything, who just want to watch a bit of code and want to watch, South Africa, Australia, had it on and followed through to our coverage. So we got a lot of feedback from people who were absolutely outraged at the quality of the commentary. We had 2 messages who were disgusted in our use of taking the Lord's name in vain.
Oh, Jesus.
2. And a message into the website.
Oh, my God.
Because I think Matt Heath said Jesus Christ. And that's when we thought, something's a bit wrong here. Something is a little bit...
That offended you?
Yeah, that offended you. Plus, we had all our alarms going off for sexism and downstairs content and whatever. So it's going to be interesting to see what the blowback of that is. We did tell people at the start, this is not the main coverage. Go to Sky Sport 1. This is the alternative commentary. And I said that probably 4 or 5 times in the first half. But still, right up until the end of the match, texts were coming in, breaking down everything that we did that was wrong around using players' names differently, being stupid, not taking it seriously.
Just commentate the game.
Yeah, all that. And I was like, something's not right. And then I got a message from someone who was at the Cake Tin, and it was on all the corporate boxes and on their TVs in the corporate box.
Brilliant.
And then I was in Christchurch, and I caught a taxi with this old guy is quizzing us about what we do. And it was Heath and I, and we were like, we do sports commentary or whatever. I goes, did you do the rugby last night? I said, yeah. He goes, did you guys hear those bloody clowns on Sky Sport? And we were like, the alternative one? And he goes, yeah. And I goes, that's us. And he goes, clowns. I was like, how did you end up on it? And he goes, I was around at the club. And I was at the Christchurch club, whatever. And there was like always old biddies there. We're like, what the hell is this? And they were livid. They had to go to the bar and they had to change the channels. And I was like, oh, shit. So there's going to be some blowback around that.
Yeah. At the same time, I saw the text machine and there were other people being like, geez, it's so boring since you guys got cancelled. You can't have it both ways.
On the plus side, there was a lot of people who were like, whoa, never heard this commentary before. I think it's wild.
Yeah. Didn't help us in the end. 38-30. It was very disappointing.
No.
Do we have to sack Razor now?
Yeah, gone.
I think you have to, eh?
You got to.
We've been calling for Fozzie's head for so long. We now need to.
I think Heath described Scott Robinson the best. He's got a resting meth face.
Oh, yeah, does he? What?
But what a welcome to the hot seat, Scott Robinson. He squeaks past England, beats Fiji in a kind of a nothing thing, and then loses to Argentina. This is
squeaky bum time.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, bring back Fozzie. All right, we're going to take one more quick ad break. We'll come back with yours, please.
Yours, please. Brought to you by Leader, home of the lasagna topper.
5 of them to get through. There were plenty across the weekend. A lot of them said more or less the same things, and there were a lot that were just like people just would hit the record button like, after the All Blacks or the Warriors loss. So we've had to boil them down. The first one goes like this. Yours, please.
Morning, fellas. A beautiful day here in South Canterbury. Sunday morning after All Blacks loss. Not to worry about the loss, but fuck me, that crowd, that was disappointing. So why I'm suggesting is that all rugby clubs do the end of the year tour to Wellington, so we pack that place out like we are. And then also we dismantle Wellington. We're planning on taking Westpac Stadium. They do not deserve it, so we'll be taking that back to Timaru. Maybe a bit of cool stuff from Te Papa, and maybe someone can take the Beehive. Russell, thoughts?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, do you know what? I did say it on the commentary, and it was really starting to piss me off. Last 10 minutes of that match, just when your home crowd needs to lift you up,
yeah,
they were playing Avicii. And,
I know.
And then they played Avicii. And I was like, what the fuck, man? And then they played Exponents, even though I'm blue or whatever. And I'm like, oh, my God, what the fuck? Like, that crowd should be just getting behind the All Blacks, like, supporting them. Last 10 minutes, you can do it. Instead, we get punished with Avicii.
Yeah, people try and get something going in the crowd, and then as soon as there is a break in play, you just get punished.
At what stage is that?
Yeah, I don't know. It drives me insane. No, I mean, but again, they've got the Judas stand in the Cake Tin where they put the cameras on one side, and so it looks like the crowd is full. And if they ever cut to the Judas shot that betrays them, they turn back around the other side, and half the stadium's just fucking empty. Where you at, Wellington? What's going on?
Everyone's saying that, like they're going through tough times. A lot of the public service are either being fired or under review.
That is a great point.
That only takes 30,000 people, that stadium.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that live in the wider Wellington region.
Yeah.
Okay? That's not a big stadium to fill.
Yeah.
And if you're telling me you can't fill it because people are worried about their jobs, what? How many of them were in the public service? Half a million?
Well, it's Wellington.
Yeah, I know.
I suppose.
But fucking
but I completely agree. Dismantle the whole place. I've never liked Wellington as a city. Take the Cake Tin back down to Timaru. It's basically not in Wellington anyway, the Cake Tin.
I love how that suggestion is to basically loot Wellington and just storm it and loot it.
Pillage it.
I like the idea of the end of year tour though, because these end of club rugby is always around the same time.
Yeah, it's now, yeah.
Yeah, and a test match, they should just exclusively sell tickets to clubs in around New Zealand
give them to them.
Yeah.
Aren't they part of the same rugby union? Isn't that what the whole Silver Lake thing was about?
Who knows?
This is a way that you could repay them without actually having to spend a cent. Just give them the tickets to the game. You're not selling them anyway, evidently.
It'll be like the Sevens. It'll be amazing.
Yeah. And for that reason, it'll never happen. Another caller here. Yours, please.
Hey, fellas. After that rugby result, I reckon we made a wee mistake not letting Razor take some time off to go breakdance for us at the Olympics. I think that would have been great to see him come home with a Kiwi gold. Anyway, hooroo. Would
have put us in the top 10.
Oh, would have beaten Reagan, that's for sure. Yeah. But even Richie Mwanga's worm, that would have been quite a sight.
Well, Richie actually upstaged Razor after the last title there. I think that the next time we play the Wallabies, they should, because they're always complaining that the haka gives us an unfair advantage because it G's us up too much. We'll go on then, bring Reagan out, and she can face the haka.
Fuck, that'd be funny. I don't think the All Blacks would be able to keep it together.
No.
If the All Blacks were like TJ Perenara is full flow in the intro.
Yeah.
Out comes Reagan and hops around like a kangaroo. You can't tell me the front row of that haka aren't pissing themselves laughing.
It'd be the biggest disruption to the haka since England did that big reverse semicircle thing in 2019. It would be the biggest innovation, and they need to hide her. She's already in a tracksuit. She looks like one of the physios anyway. Just have her behind the team, and just as we get full into it, they part, and then here comes Reagan just giving it heaps.
She's got to lean into it.
Yeah.
She has to lean into this fame.
I think if Australian rugby are serious about getting themselves back on track before hosting the World Cup, they need to bring Reagan out to face the haka.
Well, Australia have the Olympics in 32. So she needs to light the flame.
There's a lot on her shoulders. Oh, yeah, she needs to light the flame, yeah. Bring her out with the fucking thing. There's a lot resting on their shoulders over there in Australia. If they want to take themselves seriously as a sporting nation, Reagan needs to face the haka, I think is what we've settled on there. Another caller here. Yours, please.
Oh, whoever had the idea for punch 'em ups at Golden Point, I vote yes. Andrew Webster would have sparked that old geezer. Oh.
We were saying in the commentary, and again, we'll talk about it on the Mad Monday podcast out later on this afternoon, Wayne Bennett wasn't even looking in the right direction for most of that game. Like, the ball would be down one end, he's just looking down the other end. Someone would be like, oh, Wayne, they've scored. He'd be like, have they? Oh. And someone sent that through as a voicemail a few weeks ago, maybe a couple of months ago. Instead of golden points, should just be a dust-up between the coaches.
Yeah.
And, I think Webby would have had that.
Do you reckon? I
just
think,
pure anger.
I think he's got old man strength, Wayne Bennett. You know old man strength?
Yes. I think there's a point of diminishing returns for old man strength, and I feel like Wayne might be on the other side of that. But yeah, no, I would have loved to have seen it. Another caller here, yours please.
Hey fellas, so yeah, got the news about Alex Paulson today, and you know, I'm not mad, I'm fucking furious. Now this is the fucking divorce of New Zealand football, and you all have to decide, are you going to stick with Salt of the Earth, good old Phoenix, or are you going to go off with Mum and her hot new boyfriend, Bill Foley? You have to decide. You have to fucking decide today. This is a divorce. It's over. That is a declaration of war. You can't take Paulson. You can't do that. And
I'm going with Mum.
Yeah.
I'm going with Mum and her new boyfriend in the Flash house.
Yeah. You get cooler presents from him.
Yeah. I'm going AFC. He said he's going to buy me a new car.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm all in with AFC. That is a great move.
So if you're not familiar with what's happened, here's my understanding of it. He signed with a club, Bournemouth, over in the UK.
And they're like, woohoo, Premier League.
And then they own, or they have partnership with...
No, it's the same dude. Bill Foley owns the whole lot. He owns the Golden Knights in Las Vegas. He owns Bournemouth, and he owns Auckland FC.
So do you think that he knew that when he signed that dude to Bournemouth?
I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
They said they're going to sign to Bournemouth, but as part of the whole deal, we'll probably send you down to Auckland FC for the first season and bring you back to Bournemouth.
This is great. I love that people give a shit. This is authentic rivalry.
Oh, it's great. And I love it. And the Auckland FC fans, they're calling themselves the Port. They are going to all their warm-up games and letting off flares at club games and stuff.
Why the Port?
I don't know. Auckland City, Port. I don't know. There's one end of the ground they're calling the Port. They call themselves the Port supporters. I don't know. It's good though. It's fan generated. It has nothing to do with the Auckland FC, which is that's when it gets unstuck when you have the Madcaps or some. But they're all
Terrazzo de Azura.
Yeah, they're all letting off. I saw footage of one of their warm up games, and they got like. There's only about 50 of them, but they're at a warm-up game and they've got 4 or 5 flares and the whole field is covered in smoke. And I was like, yes, this is what I'm talking about. And they keep sending incendiary messages to the Phoenix as well, which is good.
Yeah.
And this is even better. Just getting their best player, their keeper, and going, fuck you, signed to Bournemouth, loaned him back to Auckland FC.
If they keep a clean sheet in that first derby match, it'll be hilarious.
It's going to be, I can't wait. I can't wait.
I'm starting to get on board. One more. Call yours, please.
Just on the Olympic events that maybe we could compete at, I was just watching women's under 53 kg wrestling. I'm at about 120 kgs. I'd like to see a 51 kg woman try and body slam me. Be tough to sort out, but yeah, I'm sure you guys can figure a way out to get me to fight her.
Well, not fight, but wrestle.
Wrestle. I don't know though. I don't know.
No, definitely not.
Because they are quite strong, and technique-wise, they'll get me in like some sort of headlock and I'll pass out. I don't know if I...
Oh, yeah. I think everyone agrees on that. But the 120 kilo guy, that's a different thing.
I think even more so.
Yeah, I think they'd use your weight against you.
Yeah.
I also just think the fitness level, it buggers you to wrestle. Like, even if you're like wrestling with, your nieces and nephews or something, you just be a fucking dog on the lawn, you're like... And then to get tossed across the room by a 53 kilo woman, he's just like, fuck this. I need out. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll ever set that up because if you won that,
there's issues.
We wouldn't be able to release the footage. But yeah, all right, we're going to park it there for today. We'll be back tomorrow with a Tuesday edition. I think we may have Laura McGoldrick on the show tomorrow for a massive announcement.
Yeah, well, it got announced on Friday that we're bringing back Game of Two Halves. The show that made famous by Mark Ellis and Matthew Ridge.
Couldn't get them back?
Nah, couldn't get them back. I mean, look, if you look at some of the old shows of that, it'd never cut the mustard these days. As
opposed to what we do.
Yeah,
which just flies straight under the radar.
Absolutely. I mean, that'll be the first bit of feedback is where's Ridgie, where's Mark Ellis. But it's a different take on it. It's a slightly different take on it. Doing it with Sky. So it'll be on Sky Sport and Sky Open. Kicks off in September, and Lazza Magaza, she'll be the host of the show, and we'll be flicking in and out as panellists. Matt Heath in there, Di Henwood, yourself, Ben Hurley. So yeah, it'll be good. But we'll have a chat to Lazza to see how she's what she's planning on doing.
If she's enjoying the last few weeks of her media career before she gets embroiled in a cancellation with the Alternative Commentary Collective. All right, just before we go, our good friends upstairs at Gold Sport have been commentating the Olympics for the last 2 weeks. Not long enough, the 2 weeks, I think.
And look, God bless them. It's the worst hours ever. I mentioned that we did 6 days of the World Test Championship overnight. These guys have done 2 solid weeks.
Yeah.
Commentating from 7 at night till 6 in the morning. That is hard.
Yeah.
That is hard. So we've got a compilation of every award-winning moment.
Yeah, we do. We've got a good 3-minute slog here, so we'll leave you with this. These are the highlights from the 2024 Paris Olympics, gone too soon. We'll see you on Tuesday for another episode of the Agenda Podcast.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda Podcast, brought to you by Export Ultra. For more episodes, like and follow on iHeartradio or wherever you get your podcasts.